my subscribers know that I just really can't stand internet forums because 90% or more of the product reviews and comments on those forums are from trolls who don't actually own the products that they're commenting on. The same is true in the comment section of YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now. My opinion on the Model 70 is from somebody who tests many Model 70s, and I own 30 Model 70s right now and have sold and reviewed many more over my lifetime. My oldest Model 70 was made in 1937, and it's got a 4-digit serial number on it. And my newest Model 70 was made last year. Model 70 quality was the pinnacle of firearm manufacturing and quality control from 1936 to about 2020. During that 85-year span, Winchester changed ownerships many times, and they did have a lot of ups and downs as a company. But even in those hard times, Model 70 quality always remained very high. The Model 70 was always off limits to cheap materials and corner cutting. Even the push feed Model 70s were very high quality rifles. For years, the FN Portugal assembled rifles had fantastic quality, but now that's kind of changing. So what exactly happened around 2020, 2021 that started the Model 70 into its slow decline in quality? Well, first of all, we were right in the middle of a COVID pandemic. FN also lost its military contract, which was a huge financial blow to FN Herstal. And you just have to imagine that prompted cost cutting across all of their brands. And you also have to realize that during that time period, there was a management shakeup. Some rifles produced during the pandemic were very rough with ill-fitted parts, and this is when we started seeing really stiff safeties, machine marks on the receiver, and front action screws that were just too short for the rifle's inletting. By 2022, we were seeing problems with firing pin springs and retainer clips, and basically a lot of light primer strikes with Model 70s. Then, in addition to those other issues, I started seeing MOA triggers that were very inconsistent, and they got to the point where adjusting them did nothing. And lately, we're seeing rough throats and bad crowns. During its almost 90-year history, the Model 70 has never had the issues that it's having today. And I need to talk about something else that happened. When Model 70 production initially moved from the United States to Portugal, they were assembling rifles with high-quality American-made parts at the time. Eventually, these awesome FN-made hammer-forged barrels from Carolina were discontinued, and Winchester started using cheaper button-rifled barrels sourced locally in Europe. And you could immediately tell that accuracy was starting to diminish with the newer Model 70 barrels. Today, I'm seeing some of the worst rifle crowns I've ever seen come out of the Portugal plant, almost to the point where some rifles are probably unusable. I'm also seeing rough or completely damaged throats on factory Model 70 barrels that should have never passed quality control. Model 70s with the stainless steel barrels seem to have the worst of the barrel issues right now. Eventually FN started making the receivers overseas and utilizing other parts from undisclosed sources around the world. So instead of being assembled in Portugal, Model 70s are now fully made in Portugal. I'm seeing Model 70 rifles hit the store shelves right now that Winchester would have thrown in the garbage 15 years ago. Even the venerable super grade isn't immune to quality issues these days. It saddens me because I've been the biggest proponent of the Model 70 forever. And I'm not the type of person who complains without at least attempting to take action. So in response, I wrote Winchester Repeating Arms this letter. I sent it in email and in letter form to them. It reads, Dear Winchester, I've been a huge advocate of the Model 70 my entire life and currently own 30 Model 70s, spanning from pre-war to Portugal production. No matter what hardships Winchester was enduring throughout its history, the Model 70 was always given extra attention to ensure the customer received a high-quality product and the reputation of the Model 70 was not tainted. Not only do I frequently buy Model 70s for personal use and to review on my YouTube channel, but I have tens of thousands of followers that also purchase Model 70s due to my recommendation. In a way, I feel that my own reputation was tethered to the Model 70. Sadly, Winchester has been failing its loyal customers over the last few years. I purchased a few new rifles over the last 2 years that did have quality issues. My email is now being flooded with new Model 70 owners experiencing quality issues with rifles that they purchased at my recommendation. Common issues include weak firing pin springs, triggering consistency and lack of adjustment, stiff safety levers, misaligned scope base holes, bad barrel crowns, rough chambers, and ugly machine marks. In addition to this, the stock inletting and bedding on many rifles is only allowing a couple of threads to engage on the front action screws. All of my new Model 70s have this issue. Until Winchester can make a consistently perfect product again, I'm no longer recommending the Model 70, or at least I put them in the need some work category. Even the new super grades have subpar fit and finish. You've broken my heart, Winchester. My grandfather and great-grandfather hunted with Model 70s. Some of my best memories on 5 continents were experienced with the Model 70 in my hands. Now, people will have to turn to the custom market to get a perfect controlled round feed rifle. I don't want anything from you and don't expect any compensation. I want you to fix your problems. At the very least, please recognize that a problem exists. This is the exact path Remington took, which led to their demise, and I see troubling similarities with Winchester. I'm not a political person, but I hope Trump's new tariff structure brings Model 70 production back to the United States. Whatever is happening at your Portugal plant, it is not a good thing. Best regards, Desert Dog. Well, I never received a response from Winchester to that letter, and I really don't expect to. To be fair, it's not only Winchester where quality slipped in the COVID and post-COVID world that we're living in. It happened to just about everything. Even Toyota is making poor quality vehicles these days. In the hunting industry, formerly great scope manufacturers like Leupold and Vortex are making poor quality scopes right now. Most ammo manufacturers are making some of the worst factory ammunition that I've ever seen in my life. You know, even the quality of hunting clothing and boots are going downhill. Along with Winchester, I'm also seeing firearm quality slipping with manufacturers like Remington, Weatherby, Sacco, Beretta, Benelli, Bergera, Tikka, and Ruger. We're going through a period of poor worldwide quality, much like we saw in the 70s and early 80s. But the only difference is that the Model 70 is not immune this time. In addition to slipping quality, they've discontinued Model 70s like the Sporter that hunters loved in favor of Model 70s that no one really wants. They're abandoning classic cartridges that everybody loves in favor of new cartridges that nobody asked for or wanted. Now, please don't get crazy and start misinterpreting what I'm saying in this video. Only a small percentage of currently produced Model 70s will have these issues, just like with any manufacturer. The vast majority of Model 70s you buy are going to be fine. It's a numbers game. Recently, Meat Eater pulled thousands of hunters across the entire country to see what most hunters considered to be the greatest deer rifle of all time. The Model 70 won that survey. So there are still happy Model 70 owners out there buying rifles today. And consider that before panic sets in. The problem is that in the past, Winchester sold millions and millions of Model 70s, and very, very few of those rifles had quality issues. In fact, the Model 70 was considered the most reliable mass-produced American hunting rifle ever made. Quality issues were very rare until recently. The difference right now is that quality issues are becoming more common, especially with the new Model 70s with stainless steel barrels. Rather than Model 70 rifles being the absolute apex of production quality, they're now pretty much no better than any other rifle manufacturer in that regard. To be honest with you, this was a very tough video for me to do because I've staked my reputation and my life sometimes on the Model 70. I made this video because I want to give my viewers honesty rather than some sales pitch. I really hope Winchester acknowledges that the problems exist and they fix the problems. So in the future, I can give them a positive review again. Thank you for watching, and as always, good hunting.